Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Day. We're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB +3. Those +3 spells are homebrew spells. We're at +3 already, and today's spell is Wall of Force. It's another wall. 5th level evocation, casting time of 1 action, range of 120 feet, components verbal somatic material, a pinch of powder made by crushing a clear gemstone, duration concentration up to 10 minutes. Can we mention how odd that material component is? It's a pinch of powder made by crushing a clear gemstone. So is the material component crushed? Is the gem crushed as part of the material component? Because we've had active material components before. Then there's also no gold cost. Even though it's a gemstone, you could go real cheap. An invisible wall of force springs into existence at a point you choose within range. The wall appears in any orientation you choose, as a horizontal or vertical barrier or at any angle. It can be free-floating or resting on a solid surface. You can form it into a hemispherical dome or sphere with a radius of up to 10 feet, or you can shape a flat surface made up of 10 10-foot by 10-foot panels. Each panel must be continuous with another in any form. The wall is 1/4 inch thick. It lasts for the duration. If the wall cuts through a creature's space when it appears, the creature is pushed to one side of the wall. Your choice. Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispel magic. A disintegrate spell destroys the wall instantly, however. The wall also extends into the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel through the wall. There is a mention of force heading straight into the ethereal. Though, this is probably the most customizable of the various wall spells. It doesn't have to be attached to anything. It can be even just a solid sphere, different platforms that you move. Not that bad, even when it passes through a creature's terrain. If you're trying to block off certain enemies or pick them off one by one, you can easily set it up to where, as it's cutting through a row of enemies, literally everyone is pushed away, all the minions in a line, because you can zigzag it with the 10-foot by 10-foot. And just the boss is cut forward alone, or into the sphere or outside of the sphere if you're doing it to protect yourself. Also into the ethereal plane. However, while it stops ethereal travel, it does not stop teleportation like Forcecage. This is already 5th level? It's not the worst. Doesn't take a gold cost component, 1 action. Honestly, most times I've seen this used is as for those platforms. Just because it takes an action, where there might be other spells that can create a platform. Sometimes they need some kind of substance. Or they take time, like 10 minutes. This one's an action, and it makes it out of just raw force. It doesn't do any damage. This is a purely like defensive or maneuver or trap spell. I say trap in the sense because you can divert who goes where along the wall when you cut through them. And due to the weird paneling, you can make it all sorts of shapes. And alongside the trap, it's the shapes and the fact it lasts 10 minutes. That is enough to keep a creature there locked up until you have some other means to do something about it. Teleport can still go through it, but dispel magic can't affect it. Only disintegrate. Though does it mean disintegrate in just a 10 by 10 panel? As in like when you use disintegrate to get rid of a cube? Or does it get rid of the whole spell? That changes things a little bit, but not too much. Disintegrate's still really high level. Well, decently high level. Though on top of it being used as a bridge or some kind of battlements, well, that. I've seen it used as a battlements on an open battlefield or just to block off a certain pathway. But to just angle it, because again, you can shape this quite liberally. You just put it at an angle, so it's a ramp up for you, but then that's an acute cliff face for anyone else trying to climb it. And then they can't, there's nothing really to grab onto, it's a wall of force. Maybe if you throw a grappling hook to hook over the edge? But in a battlefield, because you can shape it the way you want, being able to get like an instant fortress, so it ramps out from where you are, but then looks down on the enemies, so you can still like look up, have 3/4 cover, shoot at them. Or again, single target it, perfectly trap someone, or perfectly shield yourselves. Then just a disintegrate has to come in. 10 minutes, you bought 10 minutes. Teleport still works as well, so you can even escape through it. 8 out of 10. For 5th level, no gold cost component, 10 minutes of this is not bad. I can even see it being worth concentration, even in the middle of battle. Because being able to just give yourself battlements or perfectly trap something, or it's how flexible you can be with this spell. And it doesn't do, sure it doesn't do damage, but nothing can move through it. There's not a save to move through it. There isn't the trade-off of instant damage through fire, yes, but they just can't. If you perfectly trap them in a sphere, unless they have teleport or disintegrate, they're not getting out. 8 out of 10.